The coronavirus death toll continues to rise. 565 deaths reported, over 28,000 infected. An unprecedented lockdown. At least these are the official figures that have so far been put out by the Chinese authorities. But a Chinese web giant, Tencent, has published data listing 24,589 deaths due to the disease. And the number of confirmed cases listed is 1,54,000, which is over 10 times the official figure that has been given to the world. This gives rise to more questions over whether China is underreporting the extent of the spread of the virus. WION gets to the impact of the coronavirus as it continues to spread. This is WION's global coverage on this global contagion.
According to China's health authorities, that over 28,000 confirmed cases have been reported, with 563 deaths and 1,153 people recovered and left hospital. And in the city of Wuhan, there are 1,766 more cases, confirmed cases, have been reported.
The sense on the ground is that this report lacks credibility. I mean, we have to be very careful about calling it a leak. We don't know where these numbers came from. We don't know if it was just a technical glitch. When it comes to an epidemic like this, where people are obviously very afraid, as journalists, we have to be very, very responsible.
And overnight, and it's really fueling fears here in Hong Kong and other parts nearby China that as the death toll continues to rise and as the number of infected continues to rise, we're also seeing an increase in human-to-human transmissions, especially here in Hong Kong. We've seen several cases already of people contracting the coronavirus.
Other than a daily update on the casualty count and the number of confirmed cases, information has been hard to come by from China. Now a leak from one of China's biggest multinational companies has caused major panic. This leak came courtesy a Chinese company named Tencent. On your screens now is a screen grab from Tencent's epidemic tracker that dates back to the 1st of February. Take a look at the column on the far right, which shows the death toll. The number listed is 24,589. This is almost 40 times the figure that the Chinese government has so far given out. The official death toll standing at 563. As far as the confirmed cases are concerned, there is a similar gap. The leak shows the number of infected cases, number of confirmed cases as 1,54,000. The number given out by the government in China is way less at 28,000. That's the huge gap in these figures. What's also crucial here is that Tencent changed the numbers the very next day to reflect what the government was reporting. And according to several users who tracked the Tencent website, this happened more than once. So this leak could mean two things overall. One, that these are the real numbers and the company had accidentally leaked them out, only to be given out a stern warning by the government, and then a tweak followed. Or number two, it was an honest mistake, a human error that led to the wrong numbers being published. And as we get to reports from across the world on that global contagion, our correspondent Nicholas Smith sent us this report from Taiwan. Take a look.
Well, the sense on the ground is that this report lacks credibility. I mean, we have to be very careful about calling it a leak. We don't know where these numbers came from. We don't know if it was just a technical glitch. When it comes to an epidemic like this, where people are obviously very afraid, as journalists, we have to be very, very responsible about how we report. And we have to keep our reports absolutely fact-based. This report that has come out from Taiwan is speculative. It's based on conjecture. Now, people who speak Chinese, and I have to give you a disclaimer that I don't speak Chinese, so people who do are saying that the original source of this story was on Taiwan social media. I can't check that out myself, but reading the English version of this story, it talks about netizens are speculating about the reason why these figures appeared and then quickly disappeared on Tencent's website. Now, you can't base a story on speculation from netizens. You have to be responsible when you're reporting on an issue that people care very much about, that people are very afraid about for good reason. And you just have to be very, very careful about how you report things.
Shortage of basic medical supplies has been a major problem in China and Hong Kong. Out of fear and panic, people have resorted to panic purchasing, leading to empty pharmacies and utility stores. Masks, of course, being the first line of defense, and so the demand has skyrocketed. In Hong Kong, the N95 masks are simply unavailable. People have been buying them in bulk and storing them out of fear. As a result, prices have shot up. Last week, a box of 20 N95 masks would have cost you $90 US, but today the same box costs $130. Hong Kong has been rationing face masks by limiting sale to 10 masks per person for a 10-day period. Taiwan has a limit of 2 masks per person for every week. Shortage of hospital beds is the other problem here. 2 hospitals were being built in Wuhan. The second one is yet to be completed. As a response, public spaces have been converted into makeshift hospitals. But whether these makeshift medical facilities have the required equipment and the facilities is yet to be determined. So far, 8,182 patients have been hospitalized in Wuhan, and the city's hospitals have a capacity of 8,254. Considering the rate at which the infection is spreading, Wuhan's hospitals will soon be overwhelmed. There is a shortage of medicines. No cure has been found for the infection, but conventional medicines can be used to treat the symptoms. To cope with the shortage, authorities are reportedly turning to traditional cures and even the grey market. People are trying to get their hands on HIV drugs after reports circulated that they could be effective as well. Hoarders and illegal importers too are trying to make the most of the situation.